Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we are going to be ranking all Nissan Skyline generations from worst to best. Okay, there's 13 generations of the Nissan Skyline. I feel like most people don't know that because they just think of like the R32, R33, R34, and they're like, oh, those are the Nissan Skylines. No. There's 13 of these bad boys. For example, in the States, we got the Infiniti G cars, the G35s, G37s. Those are each different generations of Skylines over in Japan. So obviously those will be on this list as well. And same with the Q50. But then obviously all the ones before those as well. But yeah, we're going to be ranking all of them. We've been doing this recently with random things. We did it with like ranking all Honda Accords. I think we did it with ranking all Corvettes. We did it with ranking all... I think the Nissan S chassis. I think we did it with the Subaru Imprezas. Maybe even the Evos. I don't know. We did ranking all of them, and so now we're doing it with the Skylines. Next, we'll probably do something like ranking all 90s Nissans, perhaps, mayhaps, potentially, maybe. Let me know if you guys would like to see something like that. Song of the day is called Actin' Up by Tommy Richmond. It is a rap song, but it is a good rap song, so go give that bad boy a listen. If you like rap music. If you don't, obviously, you know, probably don't listen to it. It's probably a good idea, but if you do, give it a try, man. Without further ado, let's get right into it, though, with number 13, my least favorite generation of the Nissan Skyline. Also, sorry for not uploading for like 5 days, by the way. That was my bad. There was a stomach bug going around my house, and I was freaking out about it because I don't like stomach bugs. And coming in at 13th place, my least favorite of the Nissan Skylines is the second generation, or commonly referred to as the Prince Skyline. These first two generation Skylines really weren't much of anything, if I'm being honest. I understand that people are like, well, they started the Skyline line. Like, these are cars that, you know, they started it all. Like, you got to give respect where respect is due. I will give respect where respect is due when it comes, but the second generation one isn't even the one that actually started it all. It's the first gen Prince Skyline is the one that started it all. So this one really didn't do much of anything, if I'm being honest. I understand if you like the looks of it or something like that, if you like this classic tiny little boxy feel, that's cool, man. That's up to you. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I just don't really think it did much for the Nissan Skyline line whatsoever. And coming in at 12th place is going to the fifth generation Nissan Skyline, codenamed C210. I feel like most people don't even know this one exists, and that's honestly probably a crime against humanity because it is still a really cool car. It reminds me a lot of like the first two generations of the Honda Prelude. If you guys know what those look like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me these things don't look like the first like two gen, or honestly just the first gen Honda Prelude. And it does look cool, especially modified. Get some thick tires on there, some wider fenders. It looks cool, but unfortunately in terms of like performance or anything like that, it really wasn't anything. It didn't even have a GTR model. It didn't have really any big changes, and it is one of the least known generations for a reason. It really isn't that great. It just looks kind of cool. And coming in at 11th place, like I said, I'm going to give it its credit. It's the first generation Prince Skyline, the very first ever Nissan Prince Skyline. Yeah, this one gets 11th place because it started it all. Okay, I'm not going to put it any higher than that because in my opinion, that's not, I hate when people do stuff like that. They're like, oh, well, it started it all, so it's the best. Like, I don't like that. But you do got to give them some credit where credit is due. And, you know, starting the line of cars, it's a big deal, you know. It started the Skyline line, but in terms of performance, in terms of my personal opinion on how it looks, I'm just not the biggest fan of this car. I would definitely not choose this over most of the cars that we still have to go. Like coming in at 10th place, which is the 6th generation, the R30. This is the first time they actually decided to name them the R cars, and it was the R30 Skyline, man. The very first ever R chassis Skyline. The 6th gen it's okay. The only downside, in my opinion, to the 6th gen is I don't really get why you would pick a R30 over an R31. That's just my gripes with it. I feel like the R31 is just better than this car in every single way. It did performance-wise, it was actually a pretty cool car. The coupe version of this car is absolutely gorgeous. And again, these cars are cool-looking cars and everything. I would just personally rather own an R31. Coming in at 9th place is the first one that might stir up some feathers here because it's the 12th generation, or the V36, or as we know it in the States, the G37. Yeah. I like the G37. I actually wanted a G37 coupe for a very long time. Like, I do like the G37 as a car. It's a cool car. As a matter of fact, I like almost every Skyline. Okay, like every Skyline is still cool. But I don't really, in my opinion, I don't really think the G37 did much. Like, what did the V36 12th generation Nissan Skyline do? I mean, this was released around the time when the GTR came out, but the GTR is its own thing. It's not a Skyline. It's its own, you know, chassis. It's not the same car. So it's saying that the G37 is the GTR is just untrue. And I mean, the VQ37 HR or whatever that it comes with, it's a good motor. It's better than the VQ35 for sure. But I don't know, man. I just don't feel like it changed much from the G35s. I just feel like it's just kind of like another. It's a little bit of a letdown, is all. Coming in at 8th place, however, is going to be going to the 4th generation, or the C110, or more commonly known as the Ken Mary, or whatever they call it over there. This thing looks, I love when Japan did this in the like late 60s, early 70s. Japan decided they were going to make all their sports cars look like American, like small versions of American muscle cars. And that's exactly what this car looks like. It looks like a little tiny like pocket American muscle car. And I actually really do like that. But the downside to the C110, man, is the rear end. I cannot get over the rear end of the C110. I really don't like how it looks. But besides the looks, performance wise, it was cool. And you know, I do believe it carried on the GTR line. I do believe there was a 2000 GTR, Ken Mary, which is cool again, but I really think like when you talk about classic GTRs, everybody remembers Hakasuka and nobody really talks about the Ken Mary, and there's probably a pretty good reason for that. Coming in at 7th place, however, is going to what everybody says is the most underrated GTR out there. It's the 9th generation, or the R33 Skyline. Obviously, in terms of GTR, it was, you know, good. It's an R33 GTR. Like, GTRs are going to be good cars. But again, the downside to the R33 is that people just really couldn't get behind like what this car did. It kind of went for like we're going to go heavier, but with it was performance wise, stock out the gate, the R33 was a better car than the R32. Like, there's no denying that. If you stock for stock race an R33 versus an R32, the R33 will be the better car and will win. But the aftermarket potential and everything, because of the chassis that the R32 is sitting on and how light this car is so much better than the R33 that it just really went downhill. And then on top of that, the looks really didn't stick with too many people. I personally also didn't really care too much for the looks. I think the R32 and R34 look better than it. And so I think it deserves 7th. Coming in at 6th place, however, is going to be going to the 7th generation, or the R31, which is right before, obviously, the R32. Like I said before, when we're talking about the R30, I think the R31 just massively improved on the R30 chassis in every way. It looks better, it handles better, it is faster, it has better performance, it has better trim levels, it's more reliable, it has a slightly updated interior. Like, everything about the R31 is just a better version of the R30. And like I said before, I already like the looks of these cars, so that's good. You know, I think the R30 and R31 body style is probably the best in terms of looks. I love the looks of this. In terms of all Skylines out there, the R30, R31s are the most gorgeous. And the R31, in my opinion, looks slightly better, especially a coupe. You get a coupe R31, dude, put some slightly wide fenders on that bad boy and fill them out with some nice tires, put a nice little spoiler on the back, nice little lip kit. Oh my God, it's such a gorgeous car. Performance-wise, it obviously wasn't like breaking records or anything. As a matter of fact, this was right before the R32, which is the one that obviously everybody loves, but it was still a really good car and definitely very slept on, in my opinion. Coming in at 5th place, however, this is going to definitely ruffle some feathers. That's not 1st place, because it's the 11th generation, which is the V35, or as we know it, the G35. G35 kids think that their car is actually God's gift to humanity, so the fact that this is not 1st might cause some Edgar hairs to pull up to my house and, I don't know, blast Lil Mosey or something really loudly. I guess. I don't know what they tend to do, but either way, I love the G35, man. You guys know how much I love the G35. It is an absolutely incredible car. If you think it's not, you're just probably unintelligent. It is a very, very, very good car, but saying it's better than obviously some of the absolute best is stupid. I do think this is probably going to be higher than a lot of people would have expected it to be, saying a G35 is the 5th best Skyline ever made. It might be, you know, blasphemy to some people, but again, I mean, just throw your bias out the window of G35 kids, because we all don't like the G35 kids. Most of the time, G35 kids are a pain, okay? They are annoying. I understand that. But throw that bias out the window and actually look at the car as a platform. What it did was very, very good, and it finally introduced the Skyline to the masses over in America, which is huge. Like, people sleep on that, man. Like, we didn't have a Skyline before this. However, coming in at 4th place, barely missing out on a podium. I wanted to put it at a podium, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. It's the 3rd generation, or the C10, commonly known as the Hakasuka. Listen, this thing obviously, like, okay, the 1st generation Prince Skyline is obviously what started the Nissan Skyline line. This is the car that started the GTR line, which is what made Skyline so popular in the first place. If they never introduced a GTR, no one would really care about Skylines. Like, who cares? This car started the GTR line, and this is the true grandfather Skyline. Like, this is the one that everybody talks about when talking about the first one, even though it's technically not the first one, but everybody does talk about it. It is super impactful. It is super great. However, in terms of like performance, in terms of like if I would want to own a C10, I personally can't say I would over the top 3. And that might be blasphemy, especially with third place, because third place is coming up here and you guys are probably going to hate me for saying it. But I personally am not the biggest fan of the C10. Because third place is going to the 13th generation, the most modern Nissan Skyline, the V37, or as we know it in the States, the Infiniti Q50/Q60. Am I crazy for putting it this high? Maybe. Maybe I am. I think the Q50 is incredible for modern Nissans. I mean, modern Nissans are going down the pooper. Not gonna lie, they're kind of, you know, swirling down that toilet pretty quickly. And the Q50 and Q60 are still one of those cars that you could buy and have fun with. It's reliable, it's cool, it looks good, it's luxurious, it's actually really cool, man. I love it. And then on top of that, you have 2 engine options. You got the 3.7 liter or the VQ37, and then you got the 3 liter twin turbo in V6, which is the same motor they're putting in the 400Zs, I believe. But either way, you have those motor options, and both of them are pretty freaking good motors for doing different things. One's good at daily driving, one's good at building power. Like, it's just a really good car, man. And I'm sick of acting like it's not. But it's definitely not better than the best, obviously, because second place is going to be going to the 10th generation or the R34. Obviously, that means you know what first place is. And yeah, I think the R34, in my personal opinion, is slightly worse than first place. Obviously, the grand community would say the R34 is better. The R34 is clearly the most popular GTR. And there's an argument to be made for either one easily. But I think the R34 is a little bit of a step down from the R32. But it is still an incredible car, man. The prices speak for themselves. You can't find an R34 GTR that is for less than like $500,000 nowadays. You can find a regular Skyline for like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, but that's still insane for a 90s sedan. That really isn't much of anything, if I'm being honest. The base model Skylines were nothing crazy. But the R34 is obviously like the R32 introduced the Godzilla platform, the all-wheel drive RB26 platform, which is what it's synonymous with the GTR name at this point. But the R34 is what perfected that platform. But first place is obvious. It's the 8th generation R32 Nissan Skyline. It is just incredible. This car will go down in history as one of the most legendary 90s cars ever. Like there are certain cars where you just know that. One of them is the M3 E30. Like, you just know the M3 E30 will never be forgotten about. That car will be just talked about for the rest of time. Mark IV Supra, same way. That car will be talked about for the rest of McLaren F1. The R32 GTR will be talked about for the rest of this. Will be a household name for car guys forever. Like, it is just insane. It obviously introduced the Godzilla platform. What that means, though, is unfortunately it's definitely not the best or most refined of that bunch. The R34 and R33 are better than it stock. However, the R32 is also the lightest with the shortest wheelbase, which means that once you start modifying them, which you're going to modify your GTR, you're not going to keep it stock. Once you start modifying it, it's the best platform for them. There's a reason why people are still racing R32 GTRs at like Goodwood Festival speed and getting like top 5, and that's against modern Ferraris, modern McLarens, modern F1 cars. Like, that is like against Sauber C9 Mercedes, dude. Like, these are some of the best race cars ever built, and the home built R32 GTRs are still beating them around the track. That's insane. And if you say it's not, you are just stupid. You literally just don't know anything about cars. The R32 GTR is insanely impactful. I think it's much more impactful than the R34 was. Sorry. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the top ranking all, I should say, 13 Nissan Skyline generations from worst to best. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the comment section down below. And again, sorry for not uploading for like 5 days, man. That was my bad. But like I said, there was a stomach bug going around my house. Well, it wasn't even a stomach bug. Okay, so a little history lesson, little Mark Roden fun fact, a little Mark Roden trivia here. I'm not afraid of much, you know. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of spiders. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of the things that basic people are afraid of, you know. I wish I was, because my fear is vomit. I'm horribly terrified of it. I don't know why. I just can't. Every time there's even a mention of throwing up, I start freaking out. I literally get into panic. I took my heart rate last night, 136 beats per minute, and I was resting. I was not like running or anything. I was sitting here just playing a video game, and my heart rate was going 136. I was literally having a full-blown panic attack. Like, I was freaking out because I hate throwing up. I hate it so much. And my brother threw up like 4 days ago. He started throwing up, and So naturally, I start absolutely panicking. I lost so much sleep. I was having the worst. I haven't eaten much of anything because I was so scared. But turns out nobody else has gotten it yet, so it must have been food poisoning. But within that time, yeah, I was not in the right, mindset to be able to talk to you guys and make a video. So I'm sorry. I hate to say it. It sounds messed up, but it was the least of my concerns. I was freaking fighting for my life over here. I was terrified. I was literally, look at this. Look, literally right next to me. These are nitrile examination gloves. I was wearing them every time I went upstairs. I would wear them so I didn't get any like sicknesses on my hands. That's how scared I am of, like I'm terrified of it. So I'm sorry that I didn't upload for multiple days, but that's the reason why, man. It's a stupid excuse, I know, but think about like your worst fear, man. Think about your worst fear, and then just that's how I am, but with throwing up for some reason. I don't know why. It's just in my brain. I don't like it. Everything else I'm fine with, dude. Literally throw a tarantula in my face. I'll probably start giving him a little, massage. Put me on the world's tallest building. I'll probably start hanging off of it like Tarzan. I'm fine with all that stuff. I don't care. But when it comes to throwing up, I'm out of there. I was thinking about buying a motel. I'm not even joking. Like, I was really thinking about anything I could do to get out of the house so I didn't have to deal with it. Like, I'm that scared of it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for not uploading for 5 days. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.